Hey everybody, it's the Review Revolution, back at you again with the last from the Resident Evil Archives, Neca Real Toys, and today we're going to wrap things up with the Hunter. Yeah, I know, on the side of the box it shows Chris and the Licker, the regular zombies, Hunk, Crimson Head, and the Tyrant, but in the archive lineup, at least the stories that I have, only Jill with her black variant, the lab coat zombie, and the Hunter were re-released. And the Hunter is who we'll take a look at today, which is actually not too bad. I passed on the Hunter the first time, so it was actually kind of cool to get a chance to get another one. He has been one of my all-time favorite Resident Evil monsters. This guy was like, the zombies, yeah, they were kind of cool in the game, but this is the one that really scared me. This is the one where you heard the scream and those heavy footfalls. Oh yeah, you knew a decapitation was just a 1 pounce away. So yeah, very nostalgic, very cool. They usually traveled in packs, so I may go back and get a second one of these just because they do travel like 2 and 3 in a haul or something. But got one now. We'll see how he turns out, and then maybe pick up another one later. On the back, of course, there is the fantastically lit and posed, I guess, Licker, or Hunter, says so right up there. What am I talking about? I was actually distracted because on the back here, it actually looks like you can see these stairs leading up and off to the side of the main foyer from the Resident Evil mansion. That's actually very cool. I like the backdrop there. Of course, in the foreground, we do have the Hunter, and it looks as though they've taken some caulk or some I don't know, hot glue or something, and managed to string some saliva dripping off his fangs, off his teeth. That's actually a cool idea. Again, depending on how it turns out, I may get brave and try and do that, but that's actually kind of a cool idea. On the write-up, it says, born from a fertilized human egg that was infused with reptilian DNA, no, not a turtle, through the T-virus, Hunter boasts razor-sharp claws and scale-like skin covering its entire body. A frightening cross between a reptile and a human. Yeah. And there have been various versions of him as well. The Poison Hunter was actually one of the cool ones, too. I actually thought they were pretty awesome. But, yeah, same box, same Capcom logo, Resident Evil Archives. Got the kind of portrait in the top of the rising zombies. So, yeah, more of the same. We'll just go ahead, take a moment, pop them out of the pack, have some fun. Be right back. Alright everybody, I hope you've got your shotguns and grenade launchers ready because Hunter is out of the pack. And, wow. Yeah, Neca did not disappoint. Neca actually did a pretty good job. I guess there is one disappointment, let me say that. There is one thing on the figure that I would have hoped would have been a little bit better. But we'll save that till the end. First, some of the good things about him. First off, I mean, he is a nice, huge figure. I mean, he's a nice, big guy. I like these big figures. And I don't think that, I don't remember them being, like, gigantic in the game. But then again, I never saw them really stand to their full height. They always seem to be more crouched over and ready to spring at you. But yeah, this is a very big character. And a really nicely sculpted one, too. I never got close enough to him in the game to see how their textures looked. But in this case, I love how there seems to be some method to the madness on the way they're made. Or how they were engineered. And I'm talking about not the figure, but the actual creature itself. You can see on it, there's certain kind of textures around joints, and other textures on more solid parts like the top of the arms and the top of the legs. So, as far as a bioengineered monstrosity, yeah, there's some method to the madness here. There's a reason for him to be built this way. And I'm telling you, Neca did a great job putting this thing together. I love this figure. As far as the sculpting goes, or the painting goes, I do like the fact that the paint does vary, whereas like on the top of the scales here, you can see a very light kind of green, whereas on the back, it does tend to be more of an olive kind of color. So I really do like that. You know, it's not a consistent color, but it actually blends very well. You know, it's not like it's not a very subtle or shock looking from one part to the other, seeing that they're different parts. It's actually flows very nicely. I like that. And of course, he's got the kind of soft underbelly, kind of like a frog. And with those legs, they were leapers, they were jumpers. They come jumping in at you. On his articulation, now there's really not much on the head per se. There is one piece, and I'll get to that in a minute, but on the arms are actually pretty cool. They do come up and out, and this one is kind of tight. They just come up and out, and you can see, and when his arms are open, I mean, he's got quite an arm reach there. I mean, he does have some very long arms. Does twist. There's a twist. Oops. A twist. I see coming for you. Twist at the elbow and a hinge. There's no twist at the hand, which is a little disappointing. It does make the posing a little difficult. But funny enough, there is a twist on the fingers, on the claws. So I don't quite understand that. They added 3 points of articulation on the hand, on the fingers, but nothing on the actual wrist. Very weird. To put his arms back down here. He does have a twist at the torso, and it's just a left and right. It's not really a ball joint exactly. I guess it has a little movement, but not a lot. And that's a little disappointing because, you know, I would have loved to have been able to lean him far enough back so that it was like, you know, after you killed him, he let out that screech and fell over. So, you know, it would have actually been kind of cool if he could have leaned all the way back so that he could have let out a howl. Oh well. The legs do have articulation, believe it or not. There's a twist here right there at the thigh, or at the waist. The foot, there's nothing in the leg itself, nothing at the knee, no twist. There is a twist at the foot and a hinge. So there's a pivot and a hinge. So even though he comes with a very substantial base, he doesn't really need it because, you know, for the most part, you can get into balance pretty well on his own just by arranging the feet. So, you know, unless you're really doing something kind of wild and crazy with his pose, yeah, you don't really need his base. Now, the only part of him that I kind of bothers me is on his face itself. You know, he's got these what seem to be very large, beady eyes, which by themselves, I guess, isn't too bad. But combined with the fact that, you know, he's got his gums showing and his lip is kind of curled over it, I don't know. He looks kind of like a Muppet. You know, he doesn't really look all that menacing. His jaw does open pretty widely too, and getting close. Oh, it's coming for you. Yeah, you get in pretty close. You can see the tongue and the teeth. You close it up and then open it up again. You can see kind of the muscle on the jaw. So it's not bad, I suppose, but really, I wish they hadn't given him this curl over his gums. It's kind of distracting. And again, with the big yellow eyes, the big beady eyes that he has like that, he doesn't look all that frightening in the face. So a little disappointing there. The face could have been better. But as I was saying, you know, if you get multiples of these together, kind of group them around, maybe 3 of them together, yeah, it probably would probably offset that quite a bit. But for the most part, still a good figure. If you're a Resident Evil fan, I definitely still say pick him up. If you're just a Neca fan, hey, he's worth having. Overall, I would say that the Resident Evil line is worth having overall. This wraps up the Resident Evil figures, but stick around, guys. We've got a whole set of figures coming, not just 2 or 3 or 4. We've got a whole set of figures that we're going to take a look at, still with our October Halloween theme. And again, we started with a little ridiculous, and we're ultimately going to get to total gross out. So I hope you're ready. Everyone, thank you for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, join the revolution. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.